Hey YouTube, Coppersan here, and welcome to part 6 of the winners and losers of the new 6-job skills according to the MapleStory Korea players. Only 3 episodes are left after this one and then we're done. In the MapleStory Korea server, the 6-job skills have already been released for a while, and I looked into what the Korean MapleStory players think of their newly acquired 6-job skills. This includes the fancy origin skill, their 4th-job skill mastery, and 5th-job skill boost. And just as a reminder, all classes will gain from their 6-job skills. The feedback from the KMS players is more about which classes synergize best, some damage here and there, some cutscenes are a bit long, things like that. And in today's video, we're again looking into 5 classes: the Battle Mage, Blaze Wizard, Blaster, Bowmaster, and Dual Blade. The Resistance Battle Mage, their origin skill is called Crimson Pactum. When used, it attacks 13 times, dealing 9000% damage 8 times, and afterwards it attacks for an additional 5 times, dealing 12,600% damage 14 times. Straight off the bat, this skill is freaking powerful, and even though it feels like a movie, the cutscene does only last for about 5-6 seconds. It's good to see a nice win for the Battle Mage for once. Here's a gif just to illustrate how powerful this skill is. This is the max level 6-job origin skill. It got a lot of juice behind it. Yeah, that's 268 billion damage right there. It's so powerful, Nexon will probably buff Nightlord in response, like always. Battle Mage, their mastery skill boosts death. It's useful for both grinding and bossing, albeit a bit more for bossing. Quite interesting that Finishing Blow wasn't the first skill to get boosted, but it ain't the end of the world, as more skills will get boosted over time. Interesting to note is you can turn off this mastery skill. You need to collect souls by defeating monsters with death to trigger the skill, and it cannot reactivate for 4 seconds after triggering. Looks like the Korean Maplers consider the Battle Mage a big winner, mostly thanks to their very powerful origin skill. Big damage, so it's good. Next is the Night of Sickness Blaze Wizard. This class, their origin skill is called Eternity. When activated, it attacks 9 times and deals 6600% damage 10 times. After that, for 30 seconds, a flame circle appears that deals 10,800% damage 12 times every few seconds. The Mastery Core enhances Orbital Flame, which not only increases the damage, but also every 15 seconds additional blazes are activated that deal 620% damage up to 9 times. Both the mobbing and bossing variant of this skill of course get boosted, depending on if you use the Fox or the Lion. Blaze Wizards seem to be pretty modest about their class. I didn't really see any complaints about the 6-job skills, but I do see comments that the Blaze Wizard mains feel that their class is just a bit too average at the moment. Like, the damage is fine, but it isn't anything special. Besides that, MapleStory players like to see all the damage done in one big burst. Just like with the Battle Mage, the damage over time effect of this skill is pretty great though. Like, the damage is pretty high. But besides the big damage skill, another boost, not much changes for the Blaze Wizard. Overall, I think most people agree that this class is not really a winner, not a loser, it's just average. Let's see how Blaster is doing, because the Queen of Pain Blaster, their origin skill is called Final Destroyer. When you use this attack, 12 hits trigger that deal 5400% damage 10 times, and afterwards 7 more hits occur, each dealing 6000% damage 14 times. The skill cutscene lasts for almost 7 seconds, which will give it some minus points, because you could be beating up the boss during all those precious seconds. The damage is looking very solid though, and instead to press one button for a big damage skill, which generally is liked by the community. The Mastery Core increases the size and damage of Magnum Punch and Double Blast, 2 for the price of 1 there. Their Enhancement Core just adds more final damage to their 5th job skills with no additional effects. Besides the generally longer cutscene and a few complaints here and there that the damage of the origin skill needs a little bit of an increase, it seems that the Blaster mains are quite okay with their 6-job origin skills and boost to Magnum Punch and Double Blast. Blaster mains are already working hard enough for their damage, so I'm pretty happy they just got their 1 button damage. Next up is the Bowmaster, who has a very fast origin skill. The cutscene will only last for 4 seconds, meaning that there is more time to get in more attacks, which is generally liked by the player base. Their origin skill is called Ascendant Shade. When cast, you'll attack 8 times, dealing 8100% damage 12 times, and after that for 30 seconds, every 3 seconds, arrows rain down, dealing 2700% damage 8 times. Compared to the Blaze Wizard, that's actually quite a bit weaker. The Korean MapleStory players didn't really like this attack, regarding it as too weak, and the way the damage is spread out over 30 seconds is of course disliked, as the boss can disappear or be invincible during an animation, causing you to lose out on your precious damage. The Korean Maple is also critical of the Hurricane Mastery Core. The Bowmaster's Mastery Core increases the damage of Hurricane up to 575% at max level, plus every time you attack, you'll gain a special arrowhead, collect up to 75, and then activate Wildfire mode by using the NPC chat or Harvest Key while using Hurricane. Each attack that lands consumes 1 arrowhead, and the damage of your Hurricane is boosted to 750% damage per line, and multiple arrows are fired out at once. Looks like it's about 4 arrows. The enhancement cores also boost the final damage of their 5th job skills, of course, like with everyone, but there are more effects added to Silhouette Mirage. Besides a 60% final damage increase at max level, the damage reduction when one of your Mirages tanks an attack is increased to 95 at max level, so Bowmasters get even tankier, even though it's only an increase from 80% to 95% when the 5th job skill is at its max level, so they ain't like a huge boost or anything. What is nice though is that this toggle skill fires off arrows when you have one of your 2 silhouettes. That's how it is with 5th job, but with the 6th job enhancement, even if you don't have any silhouette stacks, so if 2 of the silhouettes have tanked an attack for you, you'll still fire off the additional arrows, so that's pretty good. But overall, the Bowmaster mains were not really impressed with their 6th job and considered themselves one of the classes that got off worse, mostly due to the lack of real burst damage and additional activation requirement of their enhanced Hurricane. Bowmaster is a very simple class, and the mains are also pretty curious how Nexon would be able to make the class a little bit more interesting with additional 6 job skills. And then there is the Explorer Dual Blade. Their origin skill is called Karma Blade, and it works a bit different than the others. When activated, you attack 3 times, dealing 2400% damage 4 times, and then an additional attack pops out, attacking 5 times, dealing 3600% damage 7 times. Then an additional effect is activated, where each time the dual blade attacks, you'll use 1 Karma Blade. Your attack will also deal 1200% damage 5 times additionally, and this effect can activate every 0.1 seconds up to 50 times. Then, when all your 50 Karma Blades have been used, an additional full screen attack will appear, attacking 5 times for 6600% damage 7 times. The attack adds more damage for a short time, but it isn't super powerful or anything. Judging also by what the dual blade mains are saying, it mostly feels like their 6th job skill is just an additional 5th job skill damage wise. Also, I saw some complaints about the effect activating after you use up all your Karma Blades, because if the boss just happens to peace out between stages or something in the attack proc, you're just not gonna hit anything with it. Their Mastery Core enhances Phantom Blow, increasing the hitbox and damage, and their enhancement cores just boost the final damage of your 5th job skills up to 60% at max level. There are a lot of dual blader mains in MapleStory Korea, and I noticed they aren't really breaking out in protests like with the Paladins, but they also seem to not be super happy with their origin skill. Still, I see a lot of mentions that the class is just in a really good spot at the moment, so while it didn't get a delete a boss button, they still gained a nice chunk of damage from their 6 job skills, and they are already in quite a good spot in MapleStory Korea, which wouldn't be any different for our region, so this class is still considered as a good winner. That's all I had for today. There are 3 episodes left, 16 classes left I believe. Stay tuned for the next one. Many thanks for watching, and as always, special thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, Jesus Rodriguez, Kaudimora, Wiley, Riser Are BackSpaceOTI, Ziggy Historycanon, Saffronyx, Flidiot, Knifesu, Cloudfix, Sir Tito 655, Michael Menchaca, Ryalias, Afterlord, Betrayal 1489, Silvio Nato, Striker Elk, Tidal 1 Fun, Victor Sundstrom, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Anark, Benon Games, The Passenger, Kani Wu, Max Bernhardt, Mukau 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Gabriel Eck, Fecko, Vake Botnet, Dante Victory, Mathinu Def, Snack, HBG, Only, Lord Vasil, Spats the Kaiser, That Archer Guy, Louis Bento Brandau, Snuffle Pop, Tails Curspet, The Wolf Drake, Gaber Wolf, Live Love MapleStory, Kali, Duckfoos, Quinn, Migu, Sir Otter, Nix, and Gulamay Paiva. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!